which brings me to Sandie Shaw. And you're one of the, what, 1,500 followers of Nichiren Shoshu in Britain. But how did you actually come to be involved with it?
Well, I was facing a recurrent problem at the time, a creative problem with music. I was extremely bored with the kind of things I was doing. I really wanted to write. And I approached a friend of mine, a girl called Anna Dell, who was a musician, and she was doing the things that I thought I should be doing, and said, can we try and get something together? She said, I don't think you can do it, Sandie. You're going to have to change your karma. And I said, look, quit doing all these silly talk with me. Tell me, let's just get down to business. So she said, no, you'll have to chant. And I said, well, no, I don't want to do that. She said, well, I'll help you anyway. So she helped me, and just by watching her and being around her, we had to go to Los Angeles. She was pregnant at the time, and it must have been very difficult for her to fly and do all these things with me. We had to fix up producers and things like that. And she also had to face a lot of personal battles inside herself. She had to face the father of her child while she was there, who wasn't very happy with what she was doing. And I was very impressed by the courage with which she faced these situations, very worldly situations.
But I'm interested in how the chant actually helps you. I mean, you must have been feeling pretty low when you turned to this religion, and the chanting helped you.
Well, I wasn't actually feeling low. I think I was a bit confused. I think it helped me to centre myself. I've always had so many ideas in the past, but never actually finished them, because my head goes on to the next idea, and I lose track of things. It's funny that I must bring it back to that when you were talking earlier on. You're talking about being a personality cult, because I think it's more an individual cult. Because what I find from this particular practice is that you actually can find your own individuality, and by doing that and being sure of it, you can help other people to find their individuality, and only by being truly yourself can you actually mix with other people and get the best out of group situations.
Is there a little tiny example you can give me, though, of a practical way it's helped you? Something small.
Well, because I am who I am, I have in the past found it very difficult to relate to people on a one-to-one level, because they look at me like, you know, I'm usually sort of not on a stage, or I'm sort of something different to them. But through this practice, I've been able to change from my side of it by actually taking off every layer one by one, having the courage to do it, and actually learn to be myself in front of people so that they can respond naturally back to me.
Right, well, time to bring in Dick Causton, who's the chairman of Nichiren Shoshu in Britain. Now, it seems almost, listening to Sandie, that you could interpret this as being some kind of magic cure to your problems. Is that something you see as part of the faith?
No, there's certainly nothing magic about it, because it requires a great deal of effort. Basically, through the practice, you begin to see the weaknesses or those things in your life which draw problems and difficulties to you and cause you unhappiness. So through seeing that, you can then challenge it.
But the chant is very important, isn't it? It seems incredible that a chant can bring things that are good out in you. What is the function of it?
Well, it's really putting your life into rhythm, because Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam means devotion to. Myoho Renge Kyo is the law of life, or the law or rhythm of the universe. So through the chanting, you're putting yourself into rhythm with that rhythm which exists in all the universe.
Well, you brought some of the exhibits from your exposition in Kensington Town Hall into the studio, which illustrate the beliefs, I think. So shall we take a look at them?
Great.
Walk over here. They aren't actually pictures, are they? They're more like a fairground exhibit.
That was the idea, because we didn't want this thing to be heavy. So we've shown this as if it was a fairground and one of those peep shows. And on all these pictures, you have the 10 basic tendencies or states of life.
Let me try it out anyway.
Let's do.
Which one is this?
This is hell. So hell's a world where you feel totally trapped by pain or by debts or by any difficulties that you can't find a way out from.
I think I can actually get that feeling from crouching down there, I can assure you. Let's stroll on to the next ones then. This is
hunger or greed.
Yes.
And the next one is animality, world of instinct. The next one, as it looks, is anger, arrogance. And finally, I say finally because these are called the 6 lower worlds, you have tranquility and rapture.
They look pretty docile, those people.
Well, they're meant to be docile, because it's probably the world that most human beings would like to spend time in, most of all, because it is a tranquil world, but it's also stagnant. There is no creativity in the world of tranquility.
What about rapture, which is the next one?
Well, rapture's a very dangerous world because it's the world you move into when you've achieved one of your desires. So it's a heady world, you don't look where you're going, and usually you fall into a nasty trap.
So these are sort of neutral states between the lower states, but then
That's
Buddhism
right.
teaches you can move to the higher
Yes,
states.
well, these 6 worlds you move through in a kaleidoscopic way according to the influences and pressures of your environment and the people in it. These 4 higher worlds require effort on the part of yourself.
Right. So this is learning?
This is learning.
And the next
this
one?
is partial enlightenment. And this is bodhisattva, the world where you want to help others. And finally, Buddhahood.
Right, which is actually backwards because it's going to be seen in a mirror, isn't it?
That's right,
So
yes.
what does this illustrate?
Well, you'll see that actually in this circle here are all these pictures, but in a different, they have a different look about them. In other words, in the world of Buddhahood, you transform the negative and destructive impulses that arise out of those lower worlds and change them into something positive and valuable. So if you look at anger, anger there is destructive and negative. Anger here is transformed into, say, a passion for justice or for peace.
So very briefly, I mean, what is the aim for Britain of this religion?
Well, the aim, of course, is initially for people to find their true selves, their own individual happiness, by being true to themselves. And secondly, through that transformation in the life of people, we believe you will attain world peace, because the cause of war lies in destruction arising out of these lower worlds.
Dick Causton, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.